Okay, so we got it started.
The host has started broadcasting the meeting on custom lines.
Okay, that's it.
Meeting security. With security, leave. Alt Q button. More meeting controls button. Leave. Meeting. 8 features. Custom line.
Oh, no, it's happening. Thanks.
Video winders. Use arrow key to navigate and press. Video
Right.
contact. Mute. Currently on audio settings button. Stop my video.
Okay,
Videos.
thanks.
Participants and more options. Open chat and more options.
Yeah.
More meeting controls button. Leave. Meeting security. With security warnings button.
All right, thank you very much. Hey, welcome everybody to Innervision
Meeting
FM
security. With 8 features.
Music News.
Custom line streaming service button.
We're live and everything like that. I don't know why I couldn't find the exact button, but oh no, oh shoot, oh man. They always turn off the no. 5:13. It took us 13 minutes to figure this out. But it's all done. Okay. But anyway, we got a lot of different topics. Hey, we want to it's some very special birthdays that was this past weekend.
That's right, Johnny. I'm Alan C.
Oh yeah, don't forget, yeah, I don't see. Hey Joe is not here. He's working on a project, and so he'll be back with us at another time. But anyway, so we got to say some special happy birthday, Pharrell birthday. If you hear that song "Happy," which it was in some kind of movie. And I forgot the name of the movie that this song, I mean, really got popularity around the world when it was in this movie.
Her birthday was Saturday, so for folks keeping up with Pharrell,
Yes.
I guess Saturday was filled with a bunch of stuff. Let's see, Happy was a song that was featured in, it's not reading it to me. There's a bunch of games and stuff that it's in as well, commercials. Also on Sunday, it looks like we have a birthday. Billie Holiday. Now, that is one of the legendary jazz artists, is it not?
Wait a minute. Now you're doing probably the same thing I do. I'm arrowing up here.
Looks like Billie Holiday.
Oh yes, her birthday.
Looks like Billie Holiday. I haven't heard of these guys, so I'm like kind of caught flat-footed.
Well, like I said, I had this long email here.
Now, today, this person I have heard of. His name is John Oates. He had a band called Hall & Oates, really famous back in the 70s, early 80s. Famous for a tune called Man Eater, famous for a bunch of other songs. That was an icon that I could get into, and an icon that I grew up with. Interesting group is Daryl Hall, John Oates. You should check those guys out. They started from some humble beginnings, like so many of the musicians out there. People including Ozzy Osbourne and Eddie Mahoney, also known as Eddie Money.
Is that right?
Yeah, Ozzy Osbourne used to be a oh gosh, he would just take odd jobs. He would do anything at the time before
Wasn't Eddie Money like wasn't he a police officer at one point?
Yep. Eddie Money was a cop. He worked the beat in gosh, can't remember where he worked the beat in. So if anybody knows right off the top of their head, don't forget to toss a comment down below. Let us know. Do you remember where Eddie Money worked the beat as a police officer?
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah, it would be cool. I think it was sometime in the 60s that he was a cop. Not really super sure. Eddie Money.
It was kind of cool.
Recently.
When he sung that song, "Take Me Home Tonight," and they had a Ronnie, of the Ronnie and the Vandells. well, she was from the Rivendells, and uh, and that was kind of good because when they went on this talk show, you know, instead of him saying like, lady can sit like close to the host, he said he wanted to sit in the first seat and then have her do the second seat, but she was there before him, and it's like I said, come on, Eddie Money, you got to respect your elder, and plus she had his long before you were even born.
We definitely salute the legends that gave us, man, all of the culture, all of the music innovation, all of the stuff that shaped our society, made it the way it is today. Both the good and,
Mm.
well, sometimes not so much the good, but do have to remember to be happy. That song, I don't know, I gotta say, when I did hear it, when I punched it up earlier this afternoon, it made me a little happy. So there
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah. And now, what's something that does make many Mrs. happy when the CCP stole our intellectual property, and I had a friend that he was producing a song, and a friend had just came back from China, and he says that's the number one song in China. He says, wait a minute, we sent it to have it pressed and have the artwork done. How can it be number one? Because we haven't even released the song, and come to find out that China has stole the song. The
Wow.
CCP has stole the song, and it was number one over in China. And of
Just
course,
like so many
yeah,
folks, they slapped us with tariffs, and then they locked us out of our own stuff.
yeah. And then what was it called? Let's see, is it Megan Christian?
Yeah.
Christian? She was got into a little tiff with this one reporter saying that the map that Trump was pointing out yesterday was confusing, and because it was a country in there that didn't have tariffs on it, and the guy had to let her know that that map was because President Trump knew that China will sometimes go around the countries and then come through another door. So it's like playing a cat and mouse kind of thing. So he put that country in there, saying that if stuff comes to this via China, we're gonna put the 54 um, tariffs on that country or any other country that China might kind of circumvent.
Well, that's
So,
really interesting because while China is building up their tech and music empire on our backs, even the backs of the disabled and blind community,
mm,
by, appropriating intellectual property that may not be truly theirs. We here at Innervision FM, we strive to really push back against that. We want to uplift people and, you know, um,
yeah,
we
but not here.
educate
No,
folks.
definitely.
Go ahead.
Oh no, yeah, but we're pushing back on that, and then a lot of us are getting into the AI thing. And I heard I was on the show Shooting the Breeze, uh, and they played this AI song that using the same kind of program I use, and it's almost I wonder because I was listening to it and I said I knew it was a Suno recording, and I wonder if listening to AI produce stuff is going to be detectable because as soon as I heard it, I said that sounds just like that was a AI generated song.
I think eventually, Johnny, that's actually a good question to have because will AI eventually take over the music industry? That's what a lot of folks are truly afraid of. So folks have, kind of, well, if you can't beat them, join them kind of thing.
Mm,
And so they started moving over into AI music creation exclusively. Whereas we here at Innervision FM do know how to do that type of thing, and we can help you with that kind of thing as well. We do want to keep the human aspect of things. We do have 2 arms, 2 legs, and 1 brain. And while AI might be something that we might eventually just play me some indie music, and AI will come up with some indie music for us. We want to ensure that the human condition stays in control of the music that you hear on a daily basis. So, you can help today by becoming a member. That will not only get you access to our early newsletter, give you opportunity to be informed of up and coming concerts, other events that we'll be doing, show notes, things like this. But eventually, what I'd like to do is talk a little bit about some ideas that will really help net some real assistance to some of these recording artists out there. Are you an aspiring guitarist? Well, we can help. Digital audio workstations, we can help with also with the use of AI. It's possible to create your own stuff that maybe you're not a music creator at all, but you still want to get your feet wet. We can help. So visit www.innervisionrecords.org today and check us out. And we're transparent over here. Let's see. Yes. We're going to go on over to our next story here.
Facts over feelings.
Facts over feelings. Go with that, Johnny.
Yeah, this is a black preacher that I saw, and I forgot what show. I think it was Dr. Rich, and he was showing us this preacher, and I think we have a video. I wonder if I want to see. Did we have a clip? And let's see. Let me do if I can do a share. Let's see. Wait a minute. Let's see if I can do it this way. Do it another way. Let's see. We'll do.
If not, I can pull it
Oh,
up.
yeah. No. I got it. Oh, I got screen. I think I got it. You share?
The theory being that black people can be more than just a Democrat.
There we go.
So he's got a clip dealing with this, and he's going to bring this up. Time to break out of the box. Think for yourself. In any demographic, you don't have to be black.
To this pastor, right? He's 1000% on point with this.
Can you hear it?
Are we actually in a place where the only way you can be black and stand with your people is to be a Democrat?
Right.
Now, if that's where we are, we're the dumbest people on the face of the planet, and we're the only people in America who operate that way. You can be white and be a Republican or a Democrat, Hispanic and be a Republican or a Democrat, praise the Lord, whatever, and be a Republican or a Democrat. But if you're black, the only way you can be an authentic black person is to be a Democrat. That's stupid.
Hypocrisy and
you know what it means? It means that explains why we spend half the time, or maybe even more, out of power. I've said for years, we need to operate politically, and I want to make this clear, in a way where both parties will compete for our vote. When one party knows that they're going to get your vote no matter what, you get nothing from that party. When another party knows that they're not going to get your vote no matter what, you get nothing from that party. So then you end up in no man's land.
Right.
We are not married to the Democrat Party.
Well, and the one thing that makes this so poignant is that the blind are often lumped into this along with, because They want our vote. They want our money, even the organizations. But when it comes to actual serving the people, the constituents that they are in existence to serve, well, it can be that there's crickets going on because, look at it. They got a 70 to 90% unemployment rate within the blind community. Does that really need to get fixed? Well, we say yes, we, the common blind individual, or I would venture to say, I'm not black, but we, the common black individual, we want this stuff fixed. I mean,
Yeah.
but the thing is, do they want this stuff fixed? No, because there's money in this stuff.
Yeah.
Being a certain demographic of society in a situation where, number one, they are down and out. Number two, they feel down and out. And number three, when you feel this way, you begin to believe that that's where you'll stay. Unless and until, you take your faith out of the systems that currently exist and put them into something else that says, no, we're going to have freedom. We're going to have liberty. We're going to have justice for all. And that's why America succeeded for so long, because liberty and justice for all used to be our watchword. We've gotten a little bit away from that, but we are kind of getting back to that, especially with the tariffs that are taking place. Short-term pain, long-term goal. Tell us what you think about the tariffs. What do you
Well,
think as a common individual? Because really, when you look at this spans not just the black community, not just the blind community, not just the otherwise disabled community, but it spans the whole community.
Yeah.
We're the common people.
And then also, in some countries, you go from the very rich straight across to the poor. In
Right.
America, we had the rich, middle class, and poor.
The
The
interesting
globalists
thing
are trying to
is
get
after
rid
the
of them.
last 30, 40 years, the middle class has been squeezed out, and that's because the jobs have gone overseas. That's why Trump is trying to bring this stuff back here to America.
Yeah.
So you're looking at the long-term picture. So that's why the tariffs.
Yeah. And I found a video in 1981. Of course, Reagan had the same problem because, some of you guys, if you're old enough, there were it was a long line of gas because it was scarcity, and they had to ration gas. You had Jimmy Carter getting in front of a fireplace with a sweater and said, "Ladies and gentlemen, instead of turning your heat up, you're gonna have to turn it down and put on a sweater." And I'm thinking, like, you're the cause of this. You're telling us to put on a sweater. If you knew economics, we wouldn't be in this condition. So when Reagan came in, he started doing these tax cuts, and then, of course, they would call it trickle down, and they were trying to laugh at Reagan. But then it did trickle down, but it took from when it started, like either like February or March, it started to trickle back around, and we started seeing an improvement in the economics in August of
By
81.
August of 81 to about December, the ski industry took off.
Yeah.
Vail Valley went just absolutely ape in those days. Went from a small operation to, well, I mean, to the beginnings of what it is today. By 1984, by the end of by nearing the end of Reagan's first term as first and only term, actually, as president. Wait, did he serve?
Yeah, he served 2 terms. Reagan did.
Okay, yeah, never mind. By the end of his first term, he had actually built out the Small Business Administration to where contractors made lots of money. Private contractors with 3, 4, 5 employees exploded to 30, 40 employees overnight. But it did take a little bit for us to get there.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just the bottom line.
Yeah. Now, I want to talk next about like, let's see, Democrats, we hypocrisy on reciprocity. And now we got a video. Do you know that in 1996, Nancy Pelosi agreed with President Trump? And I'm going to show a video of some other ones that agreed as well.
Well, President Trump's big, beautiful spending bill is at the 5-yard line after Senate Republicans passed the framework early this morning. But as the GOP transforms the American economy, some on the left are turning into doomsday preppers over Trump's tariffs, like Mark Cuban, who is urging Americans to stockpile goods. No hyperbole there. But this freakout over reciprocal trade is surprising from liberals who spent years advocating for the same exact thing. Listen.
Watch this.
It's also proper for advanced economies like the United States to insist on reciprocity from nations like China that are no longer solely poor countries.
That the average U.S. MFN
Nancy
tariff on
Pelosi?
Chinese goods coming
Ooh,
into
she
the United
sounds younger
States
here.
is 2%,
Oh, yeah.
whereas the average Chinese MFN tariff on U.S. goods going into China is 35%. Is that reciprocal?
So I have been one of the chief critics of status quo on trade.
Chuck
Americans, and I share this, resent all those academics who, anytime you try to do anything with China, they say protectionist, trade war. Bottom line is simple. China's eating our lunch.
Yep. And it hasn't changed.
Well,
It has
pain
not
is
changed.
temporary, but film is forever is the old saying.
Okay.
Has not changed. Not even a little. Nope. And look, everything is about ready to be reset. Very sorry for those that lost money, especially in the stock market over the last week. But, you know, it will turn around. And I don't know what else to say other than that. There are those at the bottom who have nothing and are nothing and do nothing all the live long day. And, you know, that's stuff that's going to change over the next bit. I think a lot of people will have to find ways to get to work. And the good thing is we've got a president that is at least appears to be receptive to the people. And so, you know, with these clips, you know, do yourself a favor. Read history for yourself. Get into this stuff for yourself, because you're going to find, as a Democrat, as a black Democrat, I would venture to say that the Republicans are actually, they've always been more for the black people, I would postulate, than any Democrat. Just go back into history and take a look for yourself.
We've got to figure out how did they figure out the ones that were so much afraid of the so-called boogeyman that they would just say, they would say, oh yes, they're the ones that we should be afraid of. And it's like, it's almost like they must have been laughing to themselves, saying, I've convinced this dumb guy that this other guy who's for him is the boogeyman. Red man, or what is it called? What do they call him? Red man bad? Is that the nickname they give Trump?
And it's Orange Man bad. Orange Man.
Orange Man bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's almost like, and I'm trying to figure out, who are these people that you can keep pointing out, and maybe they don't know any people whatsoever that are different than them, that they can go and talk to and say, well, this is not real. You know, it's almost like if you don't go out of your comfort zone, if you're so xenophobic, you don't go out of your comfort zone, you can be led, well, they said you could be led to the water and made to drink the water. But if you just step out of that comfort zone, meet some people, talk to them one-on-one, and stop being so silly about just listening to what somebody's telling you. Like I remember, I remember somebody in my family saying, like, all people are this way. And I said, but then I've met a few people and I said, no, not all people are this way. There might be some but there's some there, but there are a whole lot more that are not.
That's absolutely right. There is
So-
one final example we did want to cover. John Kennedy.
Oh yeah, I like it.
He is
Should I
lost
hit,
it.
should I hit it?
Yes, go ahead and
Okay.
hit that.
Okay.
I want to try to put in perspective what many of my Democratic friends have been talking about today. They're very,
He is
very,
right on the
very
money.
upset
Oh yes.
at President Trump. And they're very, very, very upset at Elon Musk. President Trump ran for president on a number of issues. One of the issues he ran on, he said it almost every day. He said, if you elect me president, I'm going to go through the entire budget and review all the spending, line by line. If I heard him say that once, I heard him say it 1,000 times.
Yep.
And that's what he's been doing. He went out and appointed, through an executive order, Elon Musk, who some people like him, some don't, but he's not a dummy. He's a very successful business person. He's got a top secret security clearance. President Trump issued an executive order, and he turned to Mr. Musk, and he said, Mr. Musk, I want you to do for me what I said I was going to do in the election. I want you to go through all the spending, line by line. Now, let me ask you something, Mr. President. How are you going to review the spending without reviewing the spending? How are you going to audit the spending by an
This is right.
agency without auditing the agency? That's what I mean when I say common sense.
That's why his speechless. I was like, how in the heck do
That's
I?
what Mr. Musk is doing. He's put together a crackerjack team, and they're going through everybody's spending line by line, item by item. And my Democratic colleagues are very, very, very upset. And
Now, why are they so upset? Because he's the first president I ever known that said what he mean and meant what he said. And well, I guess Biden said I'm going to destroy the fossil fuels. I mean, I guess he was one that said, but he did it to hurt us, not to help us.
Well, we here at Innervision FS, we here at Innervision FM also want you to know that we believe in those same tenets that Biden believed in. We wanted to tell you, we want to be transparent. We want to make sure that that basically you're when other people stay silent because God, it's hard. No, we're going to be your voice. I mean, so toss us down a comment. Look, you don't have to agree with us. You can disagree with us. Okay. We're supporters of Trump. We understand there's going to have to be a little bit of short-term pain to deal with this long-term thing that we've gotten into. Biden did put us here, as did many other presidents and their actions or inactions over the decades. This does include some of the actions or inactions of our dear President Reagan, although he did do a lot of good for this country. The bottom line here is we do need to clean this up, and that's what we're in for right now. We're kind of going through heart surgery, as it were. Once we make it through, we'll have a little bit of a reprieve, perhaps, if God wills it. In fact, best to actually put your salvation and your savings, as it were, spiritually into Christ, because that there is the ultimate right there. That's a surety. That's you're not looking at eternal fire insurance. You're looking at a relationship with the Almighty Creator. So,
And if you ever wanted to come in and join us live, we do it 5 o'clock Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday Mountain Time. And if you want to become a monthly member, it's only like $7 a month.
$7,
when you do those super chats at any price, we'll make sure to highlight your comment and comment on it and so forth. So
also check
wanna
out the
join us
merch
live?
store
Let's
and the
do it.
YouTube channel.
Yes.
We got some merch up there. one of our featured recording artists, Tony Negus, has been doing some stuff. So check out him. He's on Spotify.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
definitely,
he's on
definitely.
Spotify.
So let me close this screen sharing.
Hey Joe is also up on Spotify. He is he's been a long time host, co-host of the show as well. So you can check out Hey Joe up on Spotify. We're going to be doing some concerts in the near future. We're looking at June and August. We will see what transpires. We're working with a company right now that has worked with some recording artists like 303, the Flowbots, things like this. So some eclectic artists out there. And if you've got an idea, if you're a recording artist yourself, maybe you want to get some fun in. It's going to be all the way up in Cripple Creek, so you're going to have to, we're going to have to open some dialogue and figure some stuff out. But we'll figure this out. We'll put it together, and so there we go. Where'd you go, Johnny?
Zoom meeting.